IEnumerable distinct ages, ages.distinct. Okay, well, I thought it was gonna be harder than that though. I was trying to do a query, but I feel like I don't have to. That's upsetting. All right, so all of this code turned into that one line. Hey everybody, Dave here. Today I'm going to be doing more C# practice. Last time I did series where we did arrays and for loops and exceptions. I did it almost perfectly. The only thing I messed up on was doing validations. One of the validations I missed. Today I'm going to be doing an exercise that this is the first video where this has happened actually. I actually tried to do this exercise like a number of weeks ago, maybe like a month or two ago, earlier in January in 2024 here. I don't know how much I actually tried, but I'm going to click into it. This is called sum of multiples. You can see it says in progress. That's because I tried it before and I remember this. It says easy. I think I didn't even attempt it. Let me click into the start. Yeah, so you can see I didn't even try it. I mean, it's a little bit complicated, I think, but what happened is I got to the bottom one and I saw this exercise requires you to process a collection of data. It says you can simplify your code by using LINQ, language integrated query. And LINQ has always scared me. I've known for years now that I should learn how to use LINQ. I'm totally aware of that. I have, in fact, used it a few times up to this point, but it's been for like relatively simple queries and I don't totally even understand them. What I'm going to try to do today is solve this in whatever way I can. If it uses LINQ, it uses LINQ. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then afterward, depending on how much time I spent, I think I might go ahead and refactor it by using LINQ at least once. This says you work for a company that makes online fantasy survival game. When a player finishes a level, they are awarded energy points. The amount of energy awarded depends on the magical items the player found while exploring that level. Your task is to write the code that calculates the energy points that get awarded to players when they complete a level. The points awarded depend on two things: the level, a number, that the player completed, the base value of each magical item collected by the player during that level. The energy points awarded are awarded according to the following rules. For each magical item, take the base value and find all the multiples of that value that are less than the level number. Combine the sets of numbers, remove any duplicates, calculate the sum of all the numbers that are left. Oh, that's actually not that bad. So let's look at an example. The player completed level 20 and found two magical items with base values of 3 and 5. To calculate the energy points earned by the player, we need to find all unique multiples of these base values that are less than level 20. What? Oh, multiples of 3 that are less than 20. I did not understand that at first. Okay, and multiples of 5 that are less than 20. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 5, 10, 15. Combine the sets and remove duplicates. So you combine them, so you could append this list to this list. Then you remove duplicates. That can be a LINQ query. And I bet what we will do is maybe what I'll do is write the logic to do it manually. And then I should go update it to a LINQ query. Sum the unique multiples. I used to just add them together. That also can probably be done by LINQ. Okay, I can conceive of that. Trying to imagine how that actually works. I think there might just be a function in LINQ that does that. I don't know. We'll see. Therefore, the player earns 78 energy points for completing level 20 and finding two magical items with base values of 3 and 5. Okay, and then it mentions that you got to use LINQ. I think we read all the instructions. I think we know what to do. So I'm going to try to write my own logic for this first. I'm a little confused. Is it telling me that like what it's passing in here are the values, like it's calculated it for me? Like it got a magical item that with a base value of 3 and another one with a base value of 5. It determined the multiples, appended them together, and then that's what it's providing me here. I don't know the answer to that. So I think what we should do first is, I think it's unfair for me not to know what the point there is, because it looks to me like I thought it was telling me I needed to calculate this, and that's fine, but I need to know what's going on here. I'm trying to think what else it could be, because it's also possible that what it's passing in right here is actually two, like, just the numbers 3 and 5 as an example. And then I'm supposed to go get those and break them out. I don't know. Let's do a console.writeLine and just print the multiples. Can I print that? I got a loop, don't I? Let's do for each int multiple in multiples. And then I want to do the console.writeLine in here. And then I need to return an integer so that it doesn't fail, or so that doesn't, you know, fail to compile. I'm not using max, but that doesn't really matter. Multiples, I need to print multiple, not multiples. And I just want to see what comes out of this. I suppose I should also print max. So console.writeLine, do a little string interpolation, max, run. Okay, so, okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, so in this example, it gave me 3 and 5. It's not actually giving me all the multiples. So I feel like they should have named this like base values or something like that. Now the max, how does the max apply? So that'd be like the level. Max is the level. So now what I need to determine is, how do I determine a multiple of a number? Let's go and get rid of our right lines. It's easy to determine multiples. Okay, let's do a little for loop. For int I equals 0, I less than max. Here's where I think it needs to not be just I plus plus. I think it needs to be like I times 2 or something. 369. Yeah, no, you don't multiply by 2. You just add itself. Oh my gosh. I plus multiple. And I think that we need to start with I equaling multiple, like that. And then as long as I is less than max, I think we have to handle like the possibility that the last time our I value goes above the max. So for each of these, what we need an array to add to though. So we'll make our own list of int for now. We'll call these, I want to call these multiples though. Oh, can I rename this? I think I can rename that because I think it's dumb. So we want to call these like base values. And this is actually like level. So let's call these base values. Base value. Multiple is base value. And base value. I think that's correct, right? Because it's just a local name. Oh no, but it's actually possible to reference these directly, I think in C# these days. So it's possible that it will throw an error. But I don't think that's how they, like in the test cases, I think they actually, they do it the more traditional way. They don't like specify the name of the parameter. So what I want to call this is multiples. And then equals new list int add I. This will add to our multiples list for each time, and it's possible that we might get one more that we don't want at the end, but I'll deal with that later. This is actually kind of hard to read. And then what do we do after that? Once we get our list, and I think that what we would have once this for each loop finishes, we would have something like these two things combined together, but then we might have duplicates. So I think that the list class has like a sort method, but I could just use LINQ now. Multiples equals multiples dot sort. Okay, so here's our list class. We're going to go to our methods, and there should be a sort method. Sorts the entire list using the default comparer. That seems fine. And then once we sort it, we should, okay, but how does it work? If I loop over something, I think I might need a new list to add to. So let's go like list int, list int. We want to call this like multiples deduped equals new list int. I just go var here. Now I just do like for each multiple in multiples. I need to do var. I need to keep track of the previous. So int previous multiple. These variable names get kind of long. I need to set, let's see, if previous multiple equal to 0, then I need to set previous multiple equal to the current multiple. I've said the word multiple so many times and spelled it so many times that now it doesn't look like a real word. And then I think I need to continue. So I think if I remember right, I'm getting PowerShell confused now with C#, but I think continue will make us go to the next for each, to the next one. Multiples dedupe equal dot add multiple here. If previous multiple equals multiple, so if it's the same thing as the current one, then I just continue, meaning I go to the next for each, and we don't add it to our dedupe list because it means that this is the same. Otherwise, we can go ahead and add to the list. So multiples dedupe dot add multiple. Now we should have a sorted and deduplicated list. So now let's do for each in our deduplicated list. So multiples, whoopsie, var multiple in multiples dedupe. And then we just need to add this our result, like int results equals 0 for now. And then we do results plus equals multiple. And then at the end, we return results. And that will be our integer sum of, okay, so this was not bad, actually. Like, not using LINQ causes me to do a good bit of this, and I think a fair bit of this would not be necessary. Yeah, you could definitely simplify this with LINQ. But let's just see if I've done this correctly for each of these. I can go like, if base value is greater than or equal to level, then we actually need to throw new argument exception. What if a base value that we're given is like 0? Then I think what that means is we just ignore it and we just go to the next one. So let's add like a, if base value is less than 1, just continue, I think. And we just don't deal with that base value at all. We don't even loop over it. Now, what if you get to this point and you've skipped over all of them because all the base values you were given are less than or equal to 0? Then what we can do is check to see if multiples.count is less than 1, throw new argument exception, base values cannot all be 0 or something like that. I'm just going to glance over it. I don't see any semicolons missing. Let's just run it. The name max does not exist in the current context. Of course. Level. Okay, what else is it? Only assignment, call, increment, decrement, await, and new object expression be used as a statement in line 13. Okay, we'll come back to that. I don't know what that means yet. The name multiple does not exist in the current context. Okay, fair. Where did I do that? Where did it say? 15. Multiples.add. And sum of multiples cannot implicitly convert type void to list. Where are we at here? 19. Void to list. Is it not? Oh, it transforms or it changes the original list. It's like it operates on the one you point it to. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Okay. No, yeah, got it. You don't like sort a list and then it returns you a list and you set it back into the list. You just sort the list. Okay. But I still have the one problem, which is only assignment call increment, decrement, await, and new object expressions can be used as a statement. Now it says line 13 and it says 48. So that should be able to help me. Let's see where that is exactly. This is really tricky. It throws me off. So a lot of times what you're doing is like I++. So it looks like you're just going I plus I or something, and you are, but what this is implying is that you're going I equals I plus 1. And that's what I'm supposed to do here is I equals I plus base value, or you can shorten it to I plus equals base value. That makes sense. And now let's run this, and it should succeed this time, if not to actually pass all the tests. Okay, we passed some of them. Base value must be less than level. It's saying, okay, right. I'm saying base value must be less than level, which means that I determined that something base value in base values was greater than or equal to the value they passed in level. No multiples within limit. So I think what I'm supposed to do is just return an empty list, potentially. Return new list int, like that. Maybe that would be one way to do it. Let's see what it says. Let's see what some of the other ones were that I failed. One factor has multiples within limit. Wait, assert equals 0. Sum of multiples. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. I'm not supposed to return a new list. I'm supposed to return 0. Return 0, that's easy. And then one factor has multiples within limit. So this is saying 3. One factor has multiples within limit. So, oh, and then this is the max is 4. Oh, okay, that's fine. So I think what I'm supposed to do, I think I'm supposed to just continue. What does that do? Okay. Base values cannot all be 0. And it was saying I should return it. I should just return 0 at that point. Okay. That's fair. Sum of multiples says 3, 5. It passed in a max of 100. So here's where I could be wrong, but I think where I have this for loop right here, I think that I less than level doesn't technically work properly, and I need to figure that out. It seems like it should be fine though, actually. Let's just see what this does. I'm gonna go like console.writeLine. Oh, we just want right. I don't want right line. And then we'll just put like a little comma after it. Okay, let's run that. Let's see what we get in our console output. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, whatever. It gets up to 99, so that looks correct. Then it does 5 through 95. I mean, that's exactly what I would expect. It should then deduplicate. So let's see if... Actually, let me just copy this out. We'll save it to Notepad. That's our list that may or may not have duplicates in it. Let's move this guy over to our deduplicated list. See, this isn't going to be I, it's going to be multiple. But I need the first multiple to get added to. Multiples dedupe.add. So I actually need to put it here. And let's see how that is. Okay, then we go copy this guy. Paste it in here. Let's see how many characters this is. So this is 152 characters, and this one is 152 characters. It would appear as though it's not, like this didn't feel like it needed to remove any duplicates. And if I glance around here, there's 45, 45. So that doesn't actually look correct. I'm never actually setting the previous multiple. Am I crazy? I don't think I'm doing that. Previous multiple equals multiple, just like we're doing up here, but we didn't do it outside that. So now I'm going to go ahead and let it print that in case we have a problem, but I think this should make it work. Okay, well, that just made it finish. So let me go ahead and delete my console.writeLine stuff, run the test, get a successful output without any write lines. And we solved the exercise. What time are we at? We're at 39 minutes. So that took me 39 minutes to create this. And we could probably improve this with LINQ to improve it. Should I do it? I could just submit it, actually. And then we can come back and do an iteration right now. So let's do that. I'm going to submit this. Mark it complete, confirm, and then it should say LINQ in here. Yeah, for each numbers, enumerables, whatever. So it doesn't say LINQ, so because it's not really required. That's fair. Now I'm going to return to the exercise. It says I have an iteration. I'm going to open it in the editor, and now we're going to do another iteration of the same thing, just slightly improving it. The first thing I want to do is change the part where it adds everything up. That seems like something that I could do a sum of all the numbers in a list of integers. Okay, we've got aggregation operations in LINQ. I think that that's probably what I need. There's a sum. So we just need to find the sum here. Queryable and enumerable. I think we want enumerable sum. Oh my. I need an example of this. Query syntax. So this is what I'm used to. I'm thinking that in this case, I don't actually need it. Like what I was going to do is write a query. Let's start with something simple, but I'm pretty sure that I need to actually come back and improve it. I think that we don't need this. We just need like a, can you just do sum? Can I go like int result can just become like multiples dedupe dot sum? Because what I'm thinking is that it doesn't work. Oh, do you have to pass it in? List int doesn't contain a definition for sum, no accessible. I am missing, right, I do have to import using the using statement. What, where, system.link. System.link. Let's see if it works now. Because what I'm thinking is when you do the using statement, LINQ creates like extension methods or something. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong when I say that, but I think that that's correct. Like anything that implements IEnumerable, which I think lists do, you can just run like this method. And I think that it's actually running a LINQ method. Right, of course it is, because that's why it failed before and it worked after I imported the LINQ namespace. So technically I just used LINQ by doing that, but that's not really what I meant by, oh, I need to figure out and learn how to use LINQ. That's not what I meant at all. What I meant is queries. So I think we need to improve this further by removing, let's see, the deduplication logic, which is from here. Technically we can go from here. No, we don't need the sorting either, because we don't need to sort if we're going to like do a query that returns a unique list. So I'm trying very hard not to just Google this on Stack Overflow. I know good and well that I could just do that. But now what I want is I want to do a query that will return a distinct in I think it's called distinct in SQL. So let's see, is that aggregation? Yeah, so I'm thinking it would be like this IEnumerable int IEnumerable int, and this is like a query that you write here. So we'll just call it query for now, equals, and usually people go to the next line. And this is easy because this actually is the same thing. I'm going to go from num in numbers, but I don't need a where. I don't need an order by. I can just do select num at the end. And then whenever I do add in the, I need to figure that out. C# link distinct, and this result is enumerable.distinct method, distinct source, and then IEnumerable t source. IEnumerable distinct ages.distinct. Okay, well, I thought it was gonna be harder than that though. I was trying to do a query, but I feel like I don't have to. That's upsetting. I think that I can just do like int results equals multiples dot distinct dot sum. Is it that simple? Oh man, I don't have to use this at all. Come on, let's just leave this here, and we'll just cut out all the rest of it. Wait, that didn't work. Here. Okay, so I took out all of that, changed this to multiples.distinct.sum. Oh, I need to return result though. All right, so all of this code turned into that one line, and we can make it even a little bit less. We can just go return, and we don't need a variable name at all. Okay, can we make this any, let's just delete the rest of this, and I guess. Get rid of this. Now, can I make this any less? I bet you could, but I don't, that might be something complicated because you actually have to iterate up to a certain point and with multiple of these. So there might be a way to do that, but I think that might be beyond my level at the moment. And I think that what we've just done is very good. That's pretty cool. I am glad that I went through the exercise of figuring that out. And I'm going to go ahead and submit this now. We'll have to run the one more test to make sure that it saves like this. And then I'll click submit, continue without waiting. Oh, it submitted my iteration. I guess I've never submitted a second iteration, or I haven't done it very often because there's no second button to click. All right, so we published our second iteration, and we can still go back and see the one before. Now, when I come back around to iterate over it, the only thing I can really improve upon is that first section. And maybe once I learn more, I'll know how to shorten looping over it to find out all the multiples. Well, I think we did great today. I read the instructions pretty well. I think I deserve a pat on the back for that one. I'm doing great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video when we do more C#. I think this is going great.